G'day everyone, Artist Wayne here and welcome to Ran Van Man episode 20. In my hot little hands I have something very special here. It's the Jimbley Caretaking Services and Tourist Information itinerary that Jacqui and I have been using since Mildura. Because to be quite frank, I'm used to being told where to go. So without any further ado, we will be heading to Lake Cullulleraine. It's actually spelt Lake Cullulleraine, but everyone calls it Lake Cullulleraine. Jacqui and I left the spectacular Mungo National Park and we travelled the 170 kilometres to Lake Cullulleraine, care of Jimbley Tourist Information Services. And today it was a stinking 42 degrees, so we promptly hooked up to power, got our air conditioner cranking, and went for a paddleboard. So, after experiencing a heatwave on our first day, we were wondering what we'd be in for next. The following day we woke up to this, a dust storm. Seems you can get all kinds of weather out here, because shortly after this dust storm, we got rained on. We're just checking out the Mildura weather radar, just to see whether it's raining or not. I'm happy to say that after that, everything settled down and the weather was fine. It was time to explore. Here we are in Cullulleraine, where we've had extreme heat, pouring rain, giant dust storms, and today it's freezing cold. We've only been here for 2 nights. Today we started our exploration by doing a 10-kilometre walk before breakfast around Lake Cullulleraine. I don't know whose bloody bright idea that was, but it certainly wasn't mine. Well, I still haven't had breakfast. We left our caravan park and we've walked all the way around Lake Cullulleraine, all the way, and we are now currently here. So we just have this bit left and then I can have my bloody breakfast. And today just happened to be Valentine's Day. So Jacqui and I drove the 30 kilometres from Lake Cullulleraine to Victoria's most outback pub for a lunch date at the Werribee Hotel, where every day is Valentine's Day for wife Jacqui. We've just lunched at the most outback pub in Victoria and now we are on the Jimbley's Adventure Tour and we're heading to a Pioneer Museum. Good on you, Jimbo! The Paringa and Mildura Pioneer Village is a reconstruction of an early 20th century village on 12 hectares of local bushland. This living museum that recreates the lives of the settlers who lived in the area between 1920 and 1950, with over 40 site attractions, memorabilia on show in buildings set in natural bushland, with a eucalypt plantation in which each tree commemorates individual district pioneers and community families, and Shadows of the Past, a national monument to the efforts of all dryland farmers throughout Australia. The Mildura Pioneer Village is absolutely brilliant, and it's a testament to the hard-working people who keep our Australian history alive. So now I'd like to play something in honour of those very people. If ever you find yourself here in Paringa or Mildura, this historic centre pioneering museum is absolutely amazing. It's so chock-a-block full of Australian history. It's mind-blowing. Well, our wonderful stay here in beautiful Cullulleraine was coming to an end, and on the morning we left, we met fellow travellers Dave and Sue.
Hello, Wayne and Jacqui.
And when we explained we were heading to Renmark, well, they promptly told us where to go. You see, Dave and Sue just happened to be Renmarkians. That's right, they lived in Renmark. In fact, they lived on a houseboat by the river, and they graciously invited Jacqui and I to camp by the river and use their houseboat while they weren't there. How good is that? So once the caravan was full of water, we set off to make ourselves at home. How nice is this? Oh, I could get used to this relaxing river lifestyle. In fact, when our gracious hosts returned, they promised to take Jacqui and I out for the weekend in their houseboat on the mighty Murray.
Come on, you landlubbers. It's time to board the houseboat to hit the mighty Murray. Let's go.
Here we were, Jacqui and I, cruising on the magnificent Murray, blissfully floating aboard the R&R like Renmarkian royalty. Today's weather was an absolute cracker, as our Renmarkian hosts Dave and Sue looked after us by cooking us breakfast. Blissfully motoring along the mighty Murray gave us an appreciation for its beauty. The River Murray starts in the snowy mountains and winds through New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia, ending at the Murray mouth near Goolwa. It's Australia's longest river at over 2,500 kilometre extent. Even its tributaries include 5 of the next 6 longest rivers of Australia. Here aboard the R&R, life is problem-free. Actually, I did have one problem, and that was how to land my drone on a moving vessel.
Oh, jeez, Wayne.
Well, after that little debacle, life really was problem-free because it didn't take us long to find our own slice of heaven on the mighty Murray. And Sue and Dave had planned our weekend to perfection, because once we settled in, we got to watch the 4th annual old school ski boat run and show and shine. The boys and girls had left Renmark and were heading to the Woolshed Brewery, right past our amazing stretch on the mighty Murray River. After that, the pace of life on our slice of the Murray River slowed down considerably. Nothing to do but paddleboard, swim and relax. I could really get used to this river lifestyle. And it's here on this part of the river they have the famous Renmark Dinghy Derby. So Dave, Jacqui, Matilda, Kimberly and I set off to check it out. The Riverland Dinghy Derby is the wildest boat race on the river. It's definitely the pinnacle of dinghy racing in the world. A unique flat water race established in 1981 and utilising open river sections and the network of creeks, including the one we're on, in the mighty River Murray. The race is over 100 kilometres and held in good old Renmark, South Australia. Well, after our first day of river life, Jacqui and I were seriously considering selling the caravan and ram and buying a houseboat. The following morning, after a hearty breakfast, we were off like a Murray crayfish in the sun. And before heading all the way home, we cruised into Renmark to top off a fantastic weekend with lunch at the Renmark Club. And before leaving Renmark, Jacqui and I had a personalised tour of the Olivewood Historic Homestead and Museum, because Sue just happens to be a volunteer worker here. Olivewood has been a branch of the National Trust of South Australia since 1979. Hello, little boy. Hello. And the site of the first irrigation settlement in Australia. However, that's a contentious issue between Renmark and Mildura, because the homestead on the property was built in 1889 for Charles Chaffee. The property consists of the original homestead, oil processing shed, packing shed, Charles Chaffee Centre Museum, over 130 years of olive plantation and extensive garden lawns. It's a famous Furphy water cart. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better best. The Olivewood property is completely run by amazing hard-working volunteers, and the hardest worker of them all is Anne. She's the museum committee chair and she rides a motorcycle, so you know she's great. Sadly, it was time to leave Renmark and our Renmarkian besties, because today Jacqui and I were heading to Loxton. Where the Mallee meets the Murray River, Loxton is the ideal hub for food, wine, events, sport and all year round fun. This charming rural town has the perfect mix of rich history and modern experiences so that everyone can soak up the thriving country lifestyle on offer. And that's exactly what Jacqui and I did when we settled in and made the Big Four Loxton Riverfront Holiday Park our home for the next few days. Beautiful Loxton lies along the Murray River, approximately 240 kilometres east of Adelaide, in the area known as the Riverland, and it's the service centre for an extensive irrigated fruit raising area. Major European settlement of the region began in 1894, and the town of Loxton, named for William Loxton, a boundary rider at a nearby sheep station, was proclaimed in 1907. Here we are at the Tree of Knowledge. Wheat, wool, fruit, nuts and grapes are produced in the area, and the town has a number of the country's largest wine producers. So once Jacqui and I settled in and made ourselves at home at the Big Four Loxton Riverfront Holiday Park, home to the Big Pelican, which started its life as a float in the Loxton Mardi Gras Parade during the late 1970s, we were keen to do some exploring in Loxton the following day. Today, Jacqui and I were experiencing a treasure trove of memories and exhibits from an era past. The Loxton Historical Village captures the development of a typical rural community with over 45 buildings and displays, each telling a unique story of the struggle and heartache of pioneers who dared tame the Australian outback. What a gorgeous looking baby! Back when people were tough, like yours truly. Artist Wayne. What are you doing?
Oh, I thought that was you. Oh, but he's got more hair. Good morning, sir. What can I do for you today?
It's a long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll. Well, I must say, Jacqui and I certainly enjoyed our visit to Loxton and stepping back into yesteryear in a town brimming with history. After spending 4 glorious nights in Cullulleraine and then another 4 glorious nights in Renmark, we were now at the end of our beautiful 4-night stay in Loxton. And to celebrate, Jacqui and I dined at the historic Loxton Hotel. So now I guess it's time to give our Murray River run a score. Cullulleraine, Renmark and Loxton, what a brilliant time we've had, and a huge special thanks to Sue and Dave for their houseboat hospitality. It's a massive 5 out of 5 from me.
And it's a 5 out of 5 from me as well. So take care everyone and happy travels.
See ya.
Bye.